Okay, so I've got this cooperation and this foraging, which is great. I'm going to put in this -2. If I can keep the watering hole low for the whole start of the game, being able to eat out of it faster does help me. Cooperation and foraging, really powerful in lots of combos. Probably too powerful for me to, you know, let die to this person by putting things on species. So in this case, you know, sometimes it's just like foraging. Regardless, if it is foraging, that tends to indicate a low food number, and if it's a carnivore, yeah, I don't feel like getting eaten. This isn't exactly necessarily going to be able to eat fast. If he gets lucky draws, it can. But I'm in a good position to claw things back. This could also be a carnivore. I really hope it is, and that it eats lots of maize. You know, this is free, this is free, one of these is free, and if it's this one, then this one is also free. So, like, if you've got a fat tissue carnivore, you can make a fat tissue carnivore. It's fine. That's not a fat tissue carnivore. That's just... wow, that's just bad. 6, and I was in 3rd, which means that I wouldn't have managed to get a second species alive without the cooperation anyway. If I'd got the cooperation, would have been amazing. But I just wasn't really prepared to put up a cooperation. Just because I don't know what was going to go on here. Well, that's climbings. Not really that interested in putting up double climbing, because it's really vulnerable, but I'd love to get some species started, so I guess I will. I put in something that's, you know, got a number on it. I don't necessarily want to reveal that this is a cooperation yet. Because I hope that 2 is enough for me to get fed this time. And then when I put it up, maybe it's a warning call, you know? I mean, it's definitely safer to put it up. It's crazy. Yeah, my unsafe plays are, do I leave a cooperation in my hand? Other people's unsafe plays are, do I do this? I'm not going to do that, obviously. Yeah, I think it's fine. If I lose one, it's because someone's already made a climbing carnivore. And I'm glad I didn't lose the cooperation to it. That's got... doesn't have this as an attack. Doesn't have this as an attack, which means it's got these because this guy's a dumbass. Brilliant, which means he can react to my climbings with his own climbing if he draws one. Which means I now do need more defences. Thank you for being really bad at the game. These highly undefended species are annoying. Wow. Okay, there's still a lot of food available. And I'd love to eat him back, that'd be great. I can make, you know, my own pack hunting carnivore here. But I kind of like some of my cards, so I'll just throw that in. Now, if I'm going to lose the climbings, I'm gonna lose them, and if I'm gonna lose them, I'm gonna lose both of them. There's nothing except burrowing that's actually going to defend me now, and I'd rather not use it on one of these species, because then I'll just have to replace the climbing later. So, in the interest of, if he makes a climbing carnivore right now, I don't want the climbings, I'm just going to leave them here, let them both die, get a new free species out of it, hope that I can defend them better than this. Population's not, so food's not way too high, it's a little bit high. Might be okay. If this is a warning call that is undefended... Yeah. It's still a warning call that's undefended if it's a warning call that's undefended. That's just bad. Okay, that's weird, but I assume like foraging? Okay, fertile. Okay, that was a lucky undefended warning call. 8's alright. I'm gonna take these two. Everyone's gonna feed. Apparently everyone's not gonna feed because this can take a lot. Guess he just thought there was too much here and wanted to get in on the action. But given that like there were obvious attacks that like either this was warning call and you could attack it, or these were undefended and you could attack them, I figure you just keep the carnivore. So yeah, just one fat tissue space didn't fill. Okay, that's some cooperations. Not much extra defense, some extra defense. I'm a bit happy with the hard shell now that there's no longer any stuff there. I can use the defensive herding now because I've got some cards to make some population. But I'm pretty happy I can like eat 4 here really easily. I have a pretty good idea of approximately what I'm doing right now. Apparently I've got 2 foragings. That's nice, I guess. That whole being able to eat 4 thing. Okay, it's not a climbing carnivore. As much as I would love to keep some defenses up, I do not have any defenses to keep up. Okay, that could be a carnivore. It could even be a climbing carnivore. It could be a climbing fat tissue carnivore. That would be dicks, right? Like, I can do this if I'm feeling particularly unsafe. Yeah, that can't be a pack hunting carnivore. It's I'm worried enough that I would like to diversify my defenses. Called it! Okay, that's too much food, but I kind of needed this to be burrowed already because carnivores. He should eat this now before it burrows. And then never eat that. So yeah, definitely pushing this up to 2 body size next turn. I think I kind of have to. And as much population as I can for this one. Also, if I see a burrowing, I'll just use it instead and just do the population here, it's fine. Saving the intelligence would be nice. You can do cool things with an intelligence. I can use a symbiosis here if I'm willing to add a body size, but I'm not sure if I am. I have to add a body size somewhere, but I think it's probably just going to be here and 4 population. Should I throw in a -1? That's maybe a little bit silly, but I think the 6 left over is fine. Because yeah, he can definitely push his population to 6. He can also push his body size to 6, which means in order to have a reasonable defense from both of them, I do need to do this. It also means he can just play a pack hunting and kill this. If that happens, that happens. I did what I could to stop it. Like, I didn't do everything I could because 2 body size here with the symbiosis there would actually stop it. It'd just give him an in to eat this. I don't think I had a good way to defend this and this exceedingly effectively from this many cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he can push everything into population here and be able to eat this if I leave it on 5 population, and if he eats it all the way down. And if he's got a pack hunting, he can just eat this. if I put this onto 2 and he goes up to 6, he still eats it all the way down because of the fat tissue. So I think I do have to do it the way that I was looking at doing it, simply because I have no better alternatives. If I did, I would have taken them in a heartbeat. You know, if I had like a horns to put on this, symbiosis, 2 body size horns, happy, sold. Leave it at, you know, the 5 population, 4 population, whatever it ends up at. But in this case, this is all I got. If I had a burrowing, I'd put a burrowing on this. So it's probably the pack hunting that I was worried about, yeah. Gives him pretty solid moves. This is a lot of food. Why is there so much food? So, you know, in retrospect, I know that there's only 5 here and I could have stopped at 5. But, you know, playing in retrospect is very hard. Far out. Wow. 9? You needed 0 if you know, are using this effectively. Why put in a 9? It's just feeding this guy. This guy put in 5. Like, he's the one who's eating all this food. Why give it to him? So yeah, I'm probably losing this species. It's unfortunate. But I did everything I could to defend it. You got the intelligence. This fat tissue, I think, even had food in it from last round. You just don't need to give this guy a 9. I'd like to thank him for not extincting my species. Gives me a chance to find a new defense for it. Also punishes him for playing his 9. That's a warning call. Go warning call, 1 population here, and then as much as I can here. I did put in a pretty low number, but people have kind of been overdoing it, so see what happens. He might play intelligence and just, you know, kill the shit out of this time. If he does, well played, good work. Means I don't need this. Kind of makes it obvious. Actually, it doesn't really make it obvious that this wasn't a new defense. Because, you know, climbing's doing nothing for me, so hardshell's doing nothing for me. It's sensible to get rid of them. But yeah, because everyone's playing way too high into the food available, it's really good for Maze. But yeah, right now, intelligence here instead of climbing, since I've done this, a lot of sense. You can just straight up kill this. Could be intelligence instead of the, yep, instead of climbing. Yep, go to 6 population. If he does, bravo, he's got me. From 5 population, he does not got me. From no cards, he does definitely not got me. Unless he's played an ambush again, and then he's got me. Nice, it's the 0 card intelligence. I love it. I love it a bit less, because I did actually put up this scavenger that was unlikely to do anything in retrospect. And I should have really just made it a population. Oh, he gets to eat this twice, that's good. How fast do people eat? Fuck! Wow, at least these were a little bit lower, but I'm not even sure if I'm going to get my last 2 now. But yeah, yeah, in retrospect, this should have just been there. I'd have 1 more food, 1 more population right now, which would be really good, and this would... yeah. Whoops. So if he saves cards, he can still kill this. So So if I get a better alternate defense for this, I'll take it. And yeah, the symbiosis there, hard to use now that I've got this at 2 body size. Burrowing, long neck, those are good. Put in this one. Might put the burrowing up here. For the burrowing here, I can put the long neck on this one and then just eat 4. So put the burrowing here, or 5. If I do the burrowing there, I get it up to 4, my first eat fills it. That's good. If he intelligence kills this, he intelligence kills this. I didn't have any other defenses at all except more defensive herdings. So we just straight up make it less extinctable. If it's all I can do, it's all I can do. So I will do it, and if there's a little bit of food left over, I eat it. He got rid of his intelligence. Nice. Hope it's an ambush because of this guy, but it's a climbing again. Oh, he's an AI. Oh. So that's 8. 8 is a slightly smaller number than I really wanted. So yeah, that long neck would have been mighty handy. Could have used it instead of this. Wouldn't have made much difference here or there. Would have ended eventually, been better than the fat tissue. Hard to predict this. These guys have got intelligences running well. I lost a little bit there. This guy lost quite a lot. This guy did really well out of it, but I think I still did better. Double corporation with the foragings really got me some good stuff. I was worried about maize there for a while when everyone was throwing in exceedingly high levels of food. Burrowing along that corporation, I feel like I've seen that before. Commissioned by Dominic.